All right, Zach, we are live. Round two.
We are here. Hello,
festival
hello.
releases. Yep,
How are we doing?
I'm doing good. And you? I know I'd say we had a couple speed bumps getting you in. You were kind of out of practice. We need to bring you in more often.
I know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. This technology stuff. I actually think this is our first video together, Scott, if I'm not mistaken.
No, No, surely we've done one together.
Really? I don't know. It's usually just Jenna and I, or Ben. Ben and I have done a few together too. But man.
No, I know I've done some with you, but was it just me and you and I? Is that a song?
Oh.
Sounds like a song.
Sounds like something my mom would say. Yeah, it's me and Scott. It's Scott and I.
Yeah. Bart's always corrected my grammar as well. I'm like, thanks, Bart. Appreciate that. All right, let's go through. Let's look here real quick. See who's tuning in. We got a few people already. Michael Sauter is here. Multi-Alti, Northwoods Whiskey Nerds, Cat in the Garden, Kyle Armstrong, Castillo Montoya, Cosmic Hiker, Amy Zoo, Stewart of Butte, Steve Balzac, Eric Waite Whiskey Studies, Multi-Casting, Whiskey Nose. Evening, everybody. Welcome to the Lowlands Festival preview. We got 2 whiskeys tonight. We did 4 the other night with the Speyside release. We've got 2 tonight. We'll start off here. Lowlands doesn't have its own festival, but we've included it in our regions. And for the festival bottling, again, like Speyside, the society has gone with a small batch bottling again to bring more bottles to more members. Instead of just having, a single cask where you get 200 bottles for a worldwide membership of over 30,000 people, just wasn't making sense. So they wanted to be able to bring more whiskey, more members, let more people enjoy it, let more people share it. And in this instant, there's actually less bottles of this one. There's 930 bottles worldwide available of this one. It's an 18-year-old distillery number 5 rare release. And let me just zoom in on my camera here. If I have to move it in front of my face, and maybe it'll adjust, maybe it
There
won't.
we go.
There we go.
You little turn, boom.
Around the clock, 18-year-old distillery 5 rare release. And let me turn on the ticker as well.
Don't forget about me.
55.8%. Yeah, people had to remind me the other night. They were like, ticker, are you going to turn on the ticker? Sweet, fruity, and mellow profile or cask type on this. First fill ex-bourbon barrels. Oh, and you know what? Before we get going, upcoming events. Jenna did this the other night. We had some good comments come in, so everybody kind of wants to know what's coming up with the society. Next week, next Thursday, and on the website, you can sign up. We're doing virtual drams. Everybody from the society, Zach, myself, Jenna, Ben, I think Brianna and Tom will be tuning in at different times, but you can sign up for a time slot through Zoom on the website. Go to events, virtual drams next Thursday. And they're time slots like 10, 15 minutes long. You can come in and sit down and share a virtual dram with the SMWS team. So we're looking forward to that. 2 days after that, on May 21st, Tom will be hosting a tasting of all the festival with the festival bottlings at the Brandy Library in New York City. That's on the events page as well. You can go there and buy tickets and sign up for that. That'll be a good day, and I believe it's 2 in the afternoon, 2 to 4, something like that. But look at that. Go to the events page. Eventbrite tickets are available there. These festival whiskeys as well are available. You can go to the Franklin Room in Chicago, the Barrel Thief in Seattle, and Tom O'Shanter's in L.A. I don't know, Zach, if you've had a chance to go there yet.
Yeah, I hold all of my monthly outturns at Tam O'Shanter. And last time we were there, about 7 people sampled the festival whiskeys. They had just come in. So he's got them all available behind the bar, ready to pour. So it's a phenomenal little pub.
Nice. Very nice. Good. And then the course of June, we've been hosting in-person outturn preview tastings. The first part of June, these are all available on the website. I think there's 6 locations. We'll be hosting June outturn preview tastings. But again, go to the events page on the website, and you can find those locations and sign up.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm excited for the festival bottles, but I'm excited for the tastings next month too. So
yeah. So next week, next Monday, we will have the Highland Festival preview tasting on YouTube. Myself and Ben will be doing that one. And then we'll go to the next week on Monday. I want to say the 22nd. Let me check my dates here real quick. Monday the 23rd, myself and Tom will host the Campbelltown Festival preview. And on Wednesday of that week, the 25th, everybody is coming in for the Isla Festival tasting. So that'll be me, Zach, Jenna, Ben, and Tom. All together, we'll have a little party, as some would say.
We're a good time. I would join if I were you guys.
Well, I tell you, okay, so from the Speyside tasting, we had the Juicy Oak and Vanilla multiplex of Lush.
Yep.
The nose and the palate on that was the Juicy Oak and Vanilla whiskey. And the nose, the palate, everything was a perfect example of that flavor profile. The nose on this one is a perfect example of our sweet, fruity, and mellow. And I would throw in floral, sweet, fruity, floral, mellow.
I'm getting a lot of florals on this one. Like, I'm just imagining walking through a field of flowers.
Yeah.
It's springtime. The wind is blowing a little bit. You're getting all of that like pollination happening. I mean, it's so vibrant and bright.
Yeah, it's just, and the fruits in slight fruits in there with it.
They're nice citrus notes too. They're not overweighing anything. Everything's really well in balance. Oh,
nice citrus fruits. Even I mean, there's milk chocolate on the nose, vanillas, honeycomb.
I'm getting the honey there.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with the chocolate. I want to find this chocolate. I love that.
Marshmallow cream. Wow. This nose is beautiful.
I'm getting a lot of lemon zest right now. It's in my nose. It's tangy.
Yeah.
There was actually fun story. The first ever bottle I bought as a member of the society back in 2018 was called like Tingly, Tangly, Zesty, and Fun or something. And this reminds me very heavily of that on the nose with florals added and a little bit more body. Yeah, the color.
For an 18-year-old, and this is triple. This distillery is known for its triple distillation. This one is triple distilled as well, and it comes through. And that's going to give you it brings out some nice tropical notes, nice fruity, smoother, lighter notes, really. And we're going to find that on the palate. Just a little teaser. And we did say 55.8% ABV.
Wow. That is so different for me on the nose. I'm getting a lot of citrus fruits. There's a lot of creaminess to it too. There's a lot of weight on the palate. I'm going to be fancy and say it very reminiscent of marzipan, just a little less on the almond part, but the pastiness of it is so there.
A little bit of blueberries, a little bit of those citrus notes. Some slight tropical notes are going to start to show here, and I know because I've already shot my review of this and added some water, but a little bit of coconut, a little bit of honeydew, cantaloupe, a little bit more tropical.
Getting those like buffet fruits.
Yeah, there you go.
That melon, the honeydew, the cantaloupe.
But I still say a little bit of milk chocolate here, a little bit of caramel glaze.
I'm getting almost, you've already said both of them, but with that, like the coconut fat, when you chonk that out of the husk, that and maybe a little bit of like cocoa powder dusted on top. I'm with that for sure. I'm I'm gonna actually add some water. Nobody judge my water dropper, please. All right.
Can't see it. Can't see it.
Can't see. It's okay. It's a
straw.
fancy water drop. It is.
Little bit of a toasted coconut I just got there.
Ooh, wow.
All those fruits, nice powdered sugar sweetness, citrus sweetness, coconuts.
This water has opened it up a lot to me.
Oh, it will.
I'm getting more red fruits, actually coconut husk versus the meatiness of it.
Nice. Ooh. This one takes water very well, and will start to, like I say, I think it's going to bring out more of those tropical notes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm getting some very fresh and vibrant pineapple on the nose now too.
There you go.
With the water, this is
This is it's another good one. Just like a multiplex of Lush was a great example of our juicy oak and vanilla. This is a great example of our sweet, fruity, and mellow.
That cuts down a lot on the ABV too on the palate. It kind of mellows all the flavors out. I'm getting a lot more of the viscous, like I'm getting a lot more milk chocolate now. The palate has lightened up, but come down from a lot of that citrus and those fruits. This is cool.
See, to me, a little bit of a bite, a little more. I mean, okay, water compared to neat. Neat is definitely has a little bit more bite to it. Here, though, we're starting to open it up. It's like everything's starting to spread its wings here a little bit and spread out. The coating on it is really expanding. It's just beautiful. All those fruits, more floral. I think I'm getting a little bit more floral now than I was.
Yeah.
Rose petals, even like
I'm thinking more like what are those white, not lilies? What are the like daisies?
Daisies is
a lot of like white
field of daisies. Yeah. Yeah. Very nice.
Crazy.
Very, very aromatic and just very coating on the palate.
That's a good point. This is extremely aromatic with water.
Yeah. Yep. And some people probably get tired of me saying that, doing the single bottle reviews. To me, a lot of our whiskeys really take water pretty well. A lot of people love to drink them neat, but I found, it's that water, like I say, everything's kind of compressed in there when it's cask strength, and you add that water, and it really kind of lets all those different notes just expand and spread their wings and kind of quit fighting with each other. And this one is just a great example. Those fruits, the floral, the tropical, little bit of the milk chocolate and the cream, marshmallow cream.
That was, wow. These guys make some great whiskey. I can't complain. I haven't had a lot of their core lineups, but I've actually used a few of these in tastings recently myself. They're of 18-year-old releases from them. And God, who was it that said it? Michael Sauter said it. Distillery makes great 18-year-old whiskeys, and it's pretty dang good.
Yeah. I've got to click out of the tickers here. I keep forgetting. Click out of the tickers and come in and highlight some comments. But yeah, Michael Sauter there. Eric Evanson says the Hey SMWS rocking the amazing whiskey, like always. Absolutely. We do this so you don't have to, Eric.
You're welcome.
Daniel H. The next 3 shows are going to be bangers. And this one, don't discount this one yet, Daniel. Right, Zach? I don't think he was.
The last one will be the best. That's when I make a reappearance. All right. That's what I'm saying.
Henry writes, asking when will these lovely bottles go on sale? Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. So most of our preview tastings, 99%, if not 100%, we review them the night before they're available. If we're on YouTube and we're streaming. I don't know of
I honestly don't know of any time we've ever done it otherwise.
Right.
With holidays, we'll push them back. So if the release is normally on a Tuesday, say the 4th of July is on Monday, we'll push the release back to Wednesday, but we'll still do the tasting on Tuesday. So
Whiskey Chicken is asking, what's the cabinet behind Zach? The gentleman on the right. That's Zach. I love how it looks.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know gentleman works, but the cabinet's actually from IKEA, guys. It's pretty great. I don't remember the name, but if you take a look at it, it's you can buy them as a solo or as a trio. So, and they all come with the doors that you see. I just removed the middle one, and then the cabinets all have plenty of space in bottom here. You've got a top and a bottom shelf, so whiskey fits on both shelves. But they are glass, so the glass shelves on the top and the middle are glass. So I do only keep one bottle deep. The other ones I'll pack in. So
I think that's the same ones that Ben has, and probably Jenna now.
Yes, actually, we all have the exact same shelves, and I think the same color.
I think Ben has his 3 rows deep on his.
Yeah, I don't trust myself. I'm also in California, so
you're in earthquake territory, so you need a little bit more precaution.
Yeah, we have earthquakes and stuff.
The thing is, though, like a lot of those with IKEA, there's different, widths or different heights, or even like the doors are optional.
Yeah, I will say I had to drill my own holes though to adjust the shelves to allow the fit of bottles for 3 shelves.
Oh wow!
I think it's normally 4 shelves, but I just adjusted them and drilled new holes in.
Yeah. Eric Waite Whiskey Study says IKEA is Swedish for assembly required. I call them adult Legos.
Adult, they are. Yeah. Everything you buy, you'll be building for hours.
All right. So this has been kind of sitting here. I've even added a second round of water now. Let's see.
Okay.
This one has taken water so well. There's so much just of the fruit and the floral and the sweetness that just really starts to expand. And like I say, just showcase itself here with water. So 2 rounds. This is pretty good. We started at 55.8. I'm in the upper 40s here, probably with mine, with the water I've added. I don't want to go any lower, but it's pretty darn good right here.
No, I polished mine off with my first round of water, but I did appreciate how it opened up with a little bit of time too. You let it sit for even a minute with the water, and it worked out great. But mine's all empty. So,
is that a cue to move on to the next one? I still have some.
Hey, take your time. I'm in no rush.
You see Eric Waite's question?
You're in wine country, Eric. I am in traffic country down in LA. So I try to make my way up to wine country every once in a while. It's a nice breath of fresh air.
All right. Actually, though, even though we only had 2 bottles tonight, Zach, or we only have 2 bottles, we had an 18-year-old.
We did.
And now we're moving to a 16-year-old. So we got 2 better
teenagers.
Higher. Yeah, 2 teenage higher.
Almost leaving the nest.
Yeah. Almost in the 20s here. But I thought I had a glass there. I do have a separate glass. There we go. So got it on there. Cask G10.36, 16-year-old Lowland, of course, for our Lowland Festival. This is one of the single cask. Each region we are doing, there is the rare release, kind of the small batch releases from a distillery in that area. And actually,
the first 3, the Speyside, the Lowland, and the Highlands,
all have some single cask releases with them. Campbelltown and Isla only have the rare releases coming up.
Yep.
So, yeah. Okay. But this one, 16 years old, 61.5% ABV. That's a whopper. Double casking from ex-bourbon barrels into second fill HTMC hogsheads. Heavily toasted, medium char. And you can definitely see it in our color on this one.
And what is this one called?
Sorry. Tantalizingly tasty.
Boom.
And you can see the color that heavily toasted, medium char hogsheads put on this whiskey. It's apparent. Nose and palate. Woo! And it's no.
Let me say, I just want to bring up, someone said, wow, that is dark. The lighting in his room is phenomenal. I'm in some pretty great LED lighting situations, it's not as dark, but that heavy toast medium char does play a big role in the maturation process.
But from the Distillery 5 18-year-old
to this,
and just to see in the color the difference,
it is
from an 18-year-old to a 16. But it's not the opposite ends of the spectrum. Like, I mean, you could have something you could have like the Distillery 5 rare release that's sweet, fruity, and mellow, and then you could have something heavily peated, and you'd have opposite ends of the spectrum. But this one, let's take it like at a 90-degree angle up, you know, from Distillery 5. We've gone from
this.
Yeah, we've gone from sweet, fruity, and mellow. This HTMC Hogshead had such a great impact on this whiskey.
And I'm going to be honest, it had an impact on the actual whiskey itself, not just the color. The nose on this is tantalizingly yummy. I prefer it tasty.
Eric Waite is asking, G10, is that a grain whiskey?
It is.
Yeah, single grain whiskey. So now I will tell you what I learned on the last one. This is a couple months ago. We had another G10. It was probably G10 35. It was the same. It was a single grain. And from what Ben said on that one is that the only reason it had to be labeled as a single grain was because it was distilled in the column.
Or no, it was column stills.
It's all single malt, 100% malted barley, but they used a column still instead of a pot still.
Yep.
That could be the case here. I don't know. I don't have that much detail on this one. So it's one of those technicalities with labeling. But Daniel H says that HTMC is tonight's Dirtiff. I don't know if you tuned in the other night. I had to abbreviate deep, rich, and dried fruits, Zach, because of there's a character limit on the ticker down there at the bottom. Well, there was 3 cask types that I had to put in there. You know, I had to put refill ex-bourbon hogsheads, and I had to put in first fill Oloroso quarter casks, and I had to put second fill ex-bourbon barrels all into a small space. So I abbreviated what now is Dirtiff, which I started calling it. So,
but to your defense, Scott, HTMC is actually how it is labeled on labels. It is not labeled heavy toast medium char. It is typically labeled HTMC on the bottle as well.
Like, I did that. Dirtiff.
He said, I did that.
I thought, and I was like, the bosses are probably going to yell at me for this one.
No, that's fine. You're getting people involved. You're creating a trend.
This one, though, the nose, so toasted, everything toasted here in this.
Toasted nuts, toasted marshmallows, toasted chocolate. Like this is like a s'more.
Yeah. A s'more with a toasted raspberry pineapple jam. There is some, I mean, there's a little bit of like, you got pineapple on that first one on the Distillery 5, but there's a little bit of a toasted grilled pineapple here on the nose as well. I'm
almost getting some maple wood, like maple wood chips that you would use for like smoking meats.
Yeah, I mean, this one, the nose is, you can spend some time on this nose, I think, as well, and just kind of let it open up and just get more and more. All right.
You want to put it down. I just want to drink it.
I'm going.
Keep smelling it. There is so much red fruit from that. It's almost like drinking a very young, like heavily oaked Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
So much red fruit. It's an explosion of red fruit, and they're light red fruits. It's not like dark raspberries or like Luxardo cherries. It's like strawberries and like nice fresh red raspberries. But then you have this sensation of tannic all over your palate, and it's giving you like a weightiness on it.
Toasted, kind of like a brown sugar, caramelized brown sugar.
It's a good call.
That you crumbled up on top of those fruits, and some nice vanilla flavored cream or ice cream on the side.
This is crazy. It blows my mind how vast of a flavor spectrum that single grain whiskeys can have. Mm-hmm. And what this is telling me that this is more than likely not 100% malted barley. Just from the flavors I'm getting from it. I'm just going to take a guess. I could be wrong, but oh my God.
Northwind Whiskey Nerd says, Scott, I see your shelf has changed a bit and now is mostly all SMWS. Are you exclusively drinking SMWS or do you still vary a bit? Oh, no, I vary a lot.
It's a very big shelf.
And I just kind of changed this up. I was telling Zach before we went live. I've been moving stuff around, trying to make the visuals better. And I did move all of my, or not all, I still have some others, but I made this shelf behind me primarily SMWS for these types of shows, these streams. Mm-hmm. I can highlight those. I got a shelf over here that's full of other stuff. And then there's my office back there yet that still has a bunch of other.
There's multiple shelves with all the whiskey.
But my SMWS collection has grown quite a bit the last few months.
Just more to choose from. It's a great problem to have.
Yeah. Wow. The nose on this one, I'm still neat. Have you added water yet?
No. This finish, I don't know. We took our sips a minute and a half, 2 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. This finish is still very vibrant and alive in my mouth. It's not just on the back of my palate either. It's sitting on my cheeks. There's so much to it, and it's all caramelized or like some burnt brown sugar. I mean, it's just,
Slight. I like the fruits that you're saying. There's a little bit of a coconut on this one, a little bit of a pineapple, and then your fruits that you're mentioning as well. I like all of those, all toasted oak, toasted vanillas, toasted honeycomb, toasted cinnamons.
I just got a lot of baking spices right before I added water. Yeah. There's a lot of baking spices, cinnamons, and
Yeah, with water now for me.
It's so sticky. It's like those what are those monkey buns or what's that monkey bread where it's like sticky, gooey, but then you have like that toasted bread that's cooked inside. Water's brought out a lot lighter of a profile in those for me. It's not quite as oaky. There's not as much of that brown sugar. I'm getting like almond and like lighter nuts.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to go the other way. I was going to say water is really, again, here it's helping. Everything is expanding. I got more toasted oak, more toasted.
I haven't tasted it yet. I'm just sniffing it.
Oh, okay. On the palate, I think more toasted oak, more toasted. I'm going with a little bit harsher nut here, not an almond or a peanut, more like a black walnut, maybe a praline. Mm-hmm. But toasted, I mean, it's just toasted fruits, everything all around. A beautiful palate.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
I might have added a little more water than I should have, but this is so fruity now to me.
Yeah.
Taking it all over. I'm actually not getting any oak anymore. Now, granted, again, I added a good 5-6 drops to maybe a quarter ounce of whiskey. So it's very different. Yeah. So as you can see the difference in whiskey in my glass and his, I'm just getting a lot more fruit, a lot more of like the almond paste. We can say marzipan kind of a deal. But this is just such a lovely drinking whiskey. I wouldn't even say sipping at this point. Like you can sip on it for a few minutes, drink it neat after work if you've had a long day. But if you just want to sit on the couch and watch some football or something, add a couple drops of water and you can just drink this all night and not even worry about it. That's such an amazing sensation. That's so cool.
Let me see what our Cosmic Hiker is asking how many bottles for this one. There's 117 total worldwide. The US, we have 48 bottles. So a little bit lower outturn for us.
47 because Scott's got one. Well,
yeah,
right there. that way. These camera angles are real hard to work. I don't know which way am I going. Matt is making fun of my monkey buns when I meant to say monkey bread.
Monkey bread.
You've got Dirtiff and I've got monkey buns. So there we go.
Dirtiff. So I think. What do you think? What do you think about though? Like I said, I thought you were talking about how the water, or I said I thought the water added more of the toasted oak and more of all those toasted notes really started to come out. What do you think?
I actually think it went the opposite way for me, but I think it's because of how much water I added to the whiskey. I genuinely, this took water so well for me that I wouldn't blink twice. Like if I was really looking to just sip on something, if I want to taste a whiskey or have a whiskey sipping experience, I would drink it neat, because I think the flavor, the complexity is all there. You get layers, the nose and the palate match, but they have their own little things. But when you add more water, I think you could sit down and just not think about it, watch some TV, drink the whiskey, and you're still getting phenomenal flavor without thinking or, worrying too much about finding those flavors. The flavors are just right there. You don't need to look for them. So that's what I got. But again, a lot of water to a little whiskey.
Cinnamon crisps on a waffle cone, a vanilla ice cream waffle cone with a little bit of cinnamon on it.
I just drank the rest of it. I got a lot of cinnamon, but it's not burning. There's just a lot of, like, you can taste the cinnamon spice. And then there's still the fruits there. I'm getting a little bit of oak now, though. I am noticing a little bit more oak. But it's just so well put together. It's blended well. The flavors are they're working in harmony. It's not fighting with each other. Man, this was really cool. This one was so interesting.
Good question from Fine Spirits Appreciation Society. Do you know how long it spent in the second fill HTMC hogsheads? Yeah, it was actually 11 years in the bourbon, and then 5 in the HTMC. So, and I was surprised to see that. I had to look it up, but I thought maybe a couple years in the HTMC.
Oh, almost a third of its life it's spent in that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
it's not just a finish. Like that baby took on those flavors. And it's fill too. I like that it was second fill, because you never know. If that was a first fill, it really could have overwhelmed it. A lot of oak. Yeah. It could have overpowered it. The tannic structure could have been so heavy. So I think this second fill choice was such a good way to go without really overwhelming the palate.
Yeah. And I think that's where our tasting panel does a good job, or even some of those guys that are tasting these and then taking them to the tasting panel is they're saying that one's ready, or no, let's give that one a little bit more time. I mean, you probably go, I'd probably go and be like, oh, that, that's good. Let's do it now. And then like, no, that needs a little bit more time.
No, it's wonderful seeing what you and Kai do in the warehouse and what the tasting panel does to get it to us in bottles. It's wonderful. It looks like Mike came in a little late. Mike, HTMC is heavy toast medium char, and it looks like that will actually be on the. Is it on the label?
Yeah.
It'll be written out on the label as well. It won't just say HTMC.
The double casking, initial cask, ex bourbon barrels, and then final cask, second fill, HTMC hogshead. So yeah, we just don't put the years on there. It'll be on the product page when it's up on the website. Which is where I went to look. And it states on there 11 years in the ex-bourbon barrels, it was transferred to the heavy toasted medium char second fill hogshead. So very nice. Yeah, great job on this one. This
was awesome.
Yeah.
It's always sad to see we only get 48 bottles of it, but this is going to be one of those at $120. I mean, come on. I'm going to come to your house and take your bottle.
I'll tell you what, even the Speyside releases we had tonight, real reasonably priced. And I was surprised, the 10-year-old, the rare release Distillery 36 that we have, there's still a few left on the website at $115, is a phenomenal buy. And even both of these bottles tonight, great buys. I don't think you'd regret either purchase at all.
$180 for an 18-year-old in 2022. Come on.
Yeah.
I hate shopping nowadays. It's so hard trying to find values anymore.
Yeah.
So it's always great to see these Lowland releases come out because they just do such a good job for a fraction of what you're paying elsewhere.
Daniel H. talking of the Red Oak, which was a good one. That was
a great one.
The red wine. All it said was red wine barrique finished on that one. But yeah, that one was really tasty.
That was so good. It was neat too because that was, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in sweet, fruity, and mellow, not deep, rich, and dried fruits, which is what I'm used to. I might have it behind me, but I don't know.
That's what I was looking for. I do have mine somewhere here.
It's a 59, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It is sweet, fruity, and mellow.
Yeah.
That was a 13-year-old. 59.65 was the cask number.
I thought that was awesome to have a red wine barrique come out as a sweet, fruity, and mellow instead of a dirtiff. Like, that's cool.
Yeah. Dirtiff. Oh yeah, and George, good question from George Kaplan here, and I think we forgot to address this the other night. All of the rare releases, the small batches.
Yes. So these special release bottles.
The ones with and there's six of them with the art label, basically with a picture on them, which you need to collect all 6, by the way.
It's like Pokemon.
But all of these are 700 milliliter bottles.
Yes.
And I think because the UK, just to keep it uniform and to make it easier, sending these worldwide and having as many bottles as they did, it was just easier to keep them all 700 milliliter.
Yeah.
But these are the only ones. All the single casks are still 750.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, man, I want more. I haven't eaten dinner yet, though, so I need to. I need to eat before I keep drinking. But man.
All right, Zach, let's go over real quick again. I mean, that's the only 2 whiskeys we have tonight.
Yeah,
and
tomorrow.
Fabulous showing on both of these whiskeys. Again, we'll go over next Thursday. Go to the website. We have the virtual dram sessions going on. You can sign up. Myself, Zach, Jenna, Ben, maybe Brianna, and Tom are sitting in. You can share a virtual dram with us. You can sign up for like a 10, 15, 20-minute session, and they go on throughout the day. 2 days later, next Saturday on May 21st, Tom is hosting a tasting of the festival bottlings at the Brandy Library in New York City. Details for that and tickets are available on the website. Go to our events page. And then also these the festival bottles you'll be able to taste at Tom O'Shanter's in Los Angeles, the Barrel Thief in Seattle, and the Franklin Room in Chicago. They have all of the festival bottling. So if you're there nearby, you can go sample them.
And I'll just bring it up as there's a couple comments. So George Kaplan says, I wish it was named Lime and Time like the rest of the world. That is not an SMWS change. That is a TTB change that we have zero control over, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's because there's food in the name. The TTB does not want that on a label, as it could be misleading. So that is an American thing, not an SMWS thing. So
that's got to be newer, though, because a couple years ago, I've got from before I got on with the SMWS, there was, it was Time Well Spent was the name of it. And it was like a 30 or a 31-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
But that one went through. Time Well Spent.
Yeah. So, but regardless, it's all the same whiskey. The whiskeys are in the bottles are always the same, even if there's a different name here in Australia or the UK. The whiskey inside is exactly the same. The cask numbers are the same. If they line up, that's all that matters. So tasting notes will also typically be the same, with sometimes a few words that do have to be changed, as it is written by Scottish or British people, different meanings in different places. But for the most part, they're everything inside the bottle is the same.
Let me look real quick and see how many. I don't think we talked about how many bottles of Distillery 5 are going to be available.
Yeah, how many did we get of that one?
But there was 1,300 bottles of the Distillery 36.
This one, the total outturn. Oh, I can't see the total.
I'm looking. The U.S. got 186 bottles of Distillery 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we had 330, I believe, of Distillery 36. So still, I mean, with as many members, that's still not enough for a bottle for every member in the US if everybody decided they wanted one, but it's definitely more than we would have had if we did single cask releases, or if the UK, if the main branch did just single cask releases for this, we're still able to bring
a lot
really good whiskeys, and a lot more bottles to our members, which is what the goal was. So, yeah.
But no, this was great. I poured myself more. I'm having a little bit more before the end
of the G10.
Yeah. Don't judge me.
What's what's the little graham cracker bears? They're kind of
Teddy Grahams.
Teddy Grahams. Yeah, I just got that.
Oh,
I've been sitting there for all.
You know what? Is it the cinnamon or is it the honey Teddy Grahams?
Both. It's a combo with icing.
One out of each bag, and you just ate them. You like put them back to back, so they were one big bear
with vanilla icing. Yeah. So yeah, I think so. With going back just real quick to the label, the name changes. I think like most of the time or all the time, it's going to be something that TTB didn't like, in the name. Like say with
just the name, the tasting notes are usually the same. The food, you can put anything in those. Those are usually changed for very specific things that are culturally different between the UK and the US. It's never anything about food. The titles themselves are the only things that we usually change. And it has not been forever. It is sometimes, it's a newer thing, but just so everybody has the awareness that it's the same whiskey, nothing has changed inside.
Right. Yeah. And Daniel H is asking, LOL, we have a different name. Mm-hmm. It does happen. I would say, I mean, it's not often, but it's not uncommon though either that something in the US does have to be renamed compared to what it is in the UK. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, it's still the same whiskey and everything else. But all right, Zach. Well, thank you for joining me. Oh, real quick too, I would say, anybody that's watching, if you're not a member of the society or you are a member and you know someone that you think needs to be a member of the society, we have a $50 gift card promotion going right now. You can get them a gift membership, and you yourself will get a $50 gift card to use on a future purchase. So,
and if you're not a member and you would like to join, you also get a $50 gift card for joining throughout the month of May.
Absolutely. Yep.
And then you can apply that to your bottle that you do need to be a member to purchase right there.
Yep.
So, well, hey, thank you for having me. It's been a while. It's good to see everybody again. I'm hopefully looking forward to next week when we get to enjoy some, or 2 weeks from now, when we get to enjoy some Isla whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to hopefully being back on the screen.
Yep. All right. And everybody, remember, Scotch Malt Whiskey Society whiskeys are not for swigging, glugging, or knocking back. Please drink responsibly. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.